So this is for some of you folks who had asked me about this bike that I've been shopping for, and I finally got one, like a week ago. It's the Talaria Sting MX3. So this is sort of the like lower tier one, but it fit my budget and it had the things that I wanted. I'm not racing or doing like crazy motocross stuff, so I don't need a whole bunch of stuff. But so this is the one I went with. It took about a week to get here. I don't know, maybe an hour for us to put it together.
Yeah, I think about an hour.
Could have been even less, except we kept going like, oh wait, which wrench is that? Oh, if we were better at recognizing the difference between a 3 and a 5 hex, would have been faster. But it comes mostly assembled. Basically, what you have to do is install the handlebars, the brakes, just the levers, like the brake rotors are on there, the fender, and the front wheel, and the pegs. So the pegs that came with it, I wanted to keep this mostly stock just because like I don't want to go down too much of a hole spending a fortune, because there are guys who have these and they've made upgrades and changes and they're up like $12,000, $15,000, which is insane. I don't understand that. But there were a couple of good functional upgrades that I wanted to do based on just some suggestions from people. One of the things was we replaced the pegs. I actually just did that today. These are just a little bit wider. The ones that come with the... Hang on a second, that's still going? Somebody's calling me. I'm going to ignore it. Okay. Anyway, the pegs that come with it are kind of thin, so like your feet just doesn't have a lot of really good grip, and they're not super comfortable. So we got these. They're a little bit wider, have really big, aggressive spikes on them. So we're just riding in our regular shoes, and it's been good. We did add. The only other thing we really added was a switch for the headlight, because the way it's wired, as soon as you turn it on, the headlight turns on, and then it's just always on. Not that it's a big drain on the battery, because it's just an LED, so it's not a big deal, but I added a switch just so I can turn it off. Super simple to do. The cabling, you just unplug it, you put the thing in the middle, and plug it back in. Easy enough. Batteries in there, that's this big block here. They fortunately shipped it mostly charged. I think it was at like 85% when it got here. So we were able to, once we got it put together, we were able to ride it for just a few minutes. Unfortunately, it was late at night, and I didn't want to ride a whole lot at night. We did a couple of runs just to kind of try it out. This one comes with a speed limiter from the factory. And so we were running that. I have a quick video that shows it shows 25 and 35. Unfortunately, what I failed to recognize was that's by default, that's in kilometers per hour instead of miles. So I was like, wow, 35, that's not bad. It's actually pretty slow.
Yeah.
So that's like 15 in the eco mode and about 22 miles an hour in the sport mode. We worked our way around that. There are a couple of different ways you could do that. I'm not going to go into it, but if anybody wants to know, I'm happy to tell you. It's super duper easy. It's pretty much designed to be able to do that. Like, they make it easy. They're like, we know you're going to do the thing, so let us at least make it super easy for you. So that's nice. And then we took it out again today. We've just been riding it today. Now top speed on the eco mode is about 25 miles per hour. I did change the setting on the speedometer. 25, and then
48.
Top speed in the sport mode. And again, this little computer tracks all that, so it'll tell you like your average speed or your top speed. So the top speed is showing 45.8 miles per hour. just on these little neighborhood roads and ditch bank levee stuff around here. 45.8 feels stupid fast.
Yeah.
I know it really isn't, but again, this isn't I'm not racing this thing, so that felt quite fast, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really glad that we did that because it was fun putting around on it, at 15, 20 miles an hour, but even just be able to get like 30, 35, it feels so much better.
Yeah.
I did some good off-road today. We ran the GoPro, so I'll put in some video of that. Other than that, everything is stock. And one thing that some folks had mentioned was that sometimes the brakes are a little squishy. I didn't find that to be the case. I thought the brakes worked quite well.
Yeah,
sometimes
pretty well.
In some cases, a little better than I expected. Where I could, they do recommend that you use both brakes anytime you're using the brake. And there were times when I could feel myself sort of, squeeze the brake a little bit and like rock forward on it because it's slowing down a lot faster than I expected. Folks also said that the factory suspension on it isn't great. I don't necessarily agree with that. Again, we're not racing, we're not doing anything crazy moto off-road with it, but the ditch banks here are pretty rough, and I think it handled them pretty well. This is actually an upgraded front fork from the previous year's model.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a new version that they use, and I guess maybe that's what folks were complaining about was the old one, but this one I am very, very happy with it so far. Rear kind of the same. I was sitting on that saddle for a lot of that off-road stuff and didn't feel, bounced around too heavy or anything like that. So that was nice. The throttle is sensitive to moving it at all. I will say that. It doesn't take much to get it going. And one thing, and I don't think it's not really a complaint, but it can be tricky to maintain a consistent speed, just because since it's electric, if you get to a certain point where you want to be, any movement either way is going to slow and or speed up. So I know that I'm sure that on my GoPro video it's going to sound a lot like but it's really just because it's pretty sensitive, and off the line also, especially in sport mode, once you give it the throttle, you can feel the front end wants to come up, but it's not unmanageable. Just lean into it. So we've put we said 9 miles, so it's not a lot, obviously, and we've used about 10% of the battery now, I think is where it's at. Again, it tracks all of that here. It shows you your voltage, your charge left on it. The battery also has a nice little button that you push on it, and it shows you a little readout of how much charge it's got left. I think one thing that I will do as far as future upgrades. Oh, another thing was that I had ordered a support bracket for the pegs because the 2023 version of this didn't include one, but this one does. So this is it's a 2023 model with the 2024 upgrades, I guess. So I had ordered this, you can't really see, but there's a bar right here that supports these two brackets for the pegs. And on the older models, it didn't have that, and people recommended putting it in there. So I ordered one to put it in, but then when we opened up the box, I said, well, gosh darn, it's already there. So that's that. I don't know what else there is to say, but again, we've only ridden it 9 miles, but it's super fun. We really like it. My worst fear, I was just telling Axel, my worst fear is that we're going to love this so much that I'll have to get one for him. But we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
We'll see.
Good job, kid. But yeah, that's it. Again, this is for just some of you folks who had asked about it. If there's anything like specific that you want to know that I can try to answer, just let me know. That's it. Bye.
Funky little turn here. Gun it. Nah, I won't go down there. Let's go down to the end. Let's switch this over to sport mode. Okay. And no cars coming. Oh yeah. Oh, well. 40 pretty easy right there. Holy moly, that's better. Whoa. A little curve in the road, so I don't want to open it up just yet, but boy, that is so much faster. So that's gonna do 40 easy.